I want to tell you about this reading challenge that I did last week. Here are my huge pile of books, of BookTube books. I decided to read 100 pages a day, every day for a week. 100 pages a day, like, it doesn't seem crazy, but it's a lot. It was like well over 2 hours every day. I don't think I quite reached 3 hours a day, but it was definitely over 2 hours. So it's kind of hard to find the time to do that like every day. But I really wanted to do this challenge because I've been wanting to like fall in love with reading again. I used to like really love reading, especially like books about love. Like, oh God, like love books are the best. Like when I was like a teenager, it just used to make me feel like, oh my God, like this is what it's going to feel like when I fall in love with someone, you know? I'm really trying to get back to it because Netflix just doesn't really do it for me the same way. Listening to music is great. I love that. But when I'm home, like I just want my hobby to be reading again. I thought, okay, if I read 100 pages a day, every single day, like maybe I can like jumpstart my love for reading again. So I'm going to tell you about the books that I picked, and I'm also going to tell you about why I picked those books. I wanted to pick books that were popular on YouTube because I'm trying to make YouTube videos about books, so I want to make sure I read what the audience actually, like what the BookTube audience actually like to read about and to read and like to talk about, so that I can offer them what they're looking for. So I did some research and I came up with a bunch of books that are super popular and that I can't wait to read. The two most popular books were, hold on, let me get it for you. Oh, it's right here, okay. This was number 1 and this was number 2. Okay, these two were the two most popular books on BookTube. This is the most popular over the past few months. This is the second most popular. Okay, so I thought these would be great books to read for this challenge. I think they're each about 400 pages. So if I'm reading 100 pages a day, which is like 700 pages in a week, I should come close to finishing them. Even though this was the second most popular, I decided to start with this one. I basically just asked ChatGPT. I was like, hey, I'm gonna make a video about books and I'm gonna read these 2 books. Which one do you think I should read first for ideal pacing of the video? That's basically how I picked which one to read. And ChatGPT was like, you want to start with this one. I forgot all the reasons, but they said that I should have like some good reactions to this book to share, basically. So this book is super popular. I don't know how much you know about BookTube, but it's just everywhere, and it's a series. Oh, the genre that this is fantasy. Some people also call it romantasy. So it's like romance within fantasy. That's pretty much what it is. And I've never really read any fantasy books. Generally speaking, when I read more like regular books about what would really happen in real life. Like it's not like a fantasy world. That's usually what I like to read. So I wasn't like used to this genre at all. But I started reading it, and I just fell in love, not just with the book, but with the genre. Like, this book was really good, and I think it did such a good job at like writing about the romance, like the tension buildup between the man and the woman. And I just loved it. Like, it's just the way they wrote about the chemistry between them was so exciting. And I love the way that this author wrote the character, the woman. Her name is Farah. I love the way that the author wrote her because she wrote her in a way that it's very easy to root for her. There's no good reasons to really dislike her, and it's very easy to substitute yourself for her and to like live vicariously through her, you know what I mean? And to feel like, oh, this is actually happening like to me, this is my story. Like, it's so easy to do that. The way she wrote her, it's very easy to like put yourself in her shoes. And I love that because a book like this, I think it's so important to be able to do that. Like, if you're going to read the whole thing, the whole series, I think it's so important to be able to like live vicariously through the character. Like, there's no other way for me to say that. And she does that so well. She wrote her so well. Now, I'm kind of a stickler. I don't know if that's the right word. Like, I'm really into good storytelling. I've been attending this writing class once a week, every Sunday for the past, I don't even know how many years. And I am an aspiring author myself. So I'm really, like, I get really nerdy when it comes to storytelling, and I get really obsessed with like how someone tells a story and the craft of storytelling and how you pull us in and how you keep us with you and the whole like show don't tell. Like I get really into it. So I will say that from a storytelling perspective, I think that there were parts of this book that could have been a little bit better. When it comes to the fantasy world building, I felt like a little bit more could have been done to make it more gripping. So that's like the one, like, I guess, negative that I have to say. But the love is written about so beautifully. And I just love that. So that's this book that I'm describing. And I love it. And when I was like doing research for this video, I came across the fact that some people like talk down on fantasy and like romantasy because it's like they have this like weird like literature hierarchy in their heads, and fantasy is at the bottom or something, and like regular fiction is at the top. And I was so confused by that. Like I've been trying to understand why that's the case, because I think fantasy is so much harder to write about. Like it's so hard to build a world like this where it's like you're not just telling us a story, you actually have to set the stage and create like a whole world with its own rules and its own politics and interactions. It's so hard. Like I write a lot. I enjoy writing, and I'm more of like a literary fiction kind of writer. And I could never write fantasy. Like just writing regular fiction is already so hard, but like having to create this whole world, like I just have so much respect for this. And yeah, and also because I love this, I thought, okay, I should get like the rest of the series, which I did. So I'll show you the rest of the books. Okay, I got them. I went to Barnes & Noble to get all 4 of them. So these are the remaining 4. Sorry, it's a lot of books. These are the remaining 4 with this one. The green one, this one right here, is the next one up. And so I got all of them, so I'm super excited to get into the rest of the series, and I'll make a video about that as well, and I can tell you about my experience and my thoughts and all of that about like the rest of the series as well. But yeah, definitely a great book. I don't love ranking books, like giving like the 5-star like the, you know, the 5-star system. I don't know. I don't love doing it, but I think a lot of people expect you to do it when you're on BookTube. Like people want to know like, would you what's the score that you would give to this? So fine, I'll do it. I will say this is definitely above average, so probably around like a 4. I would say this might be like, oh, I don't like doing this. I think it was a 4. It was just like, maybe it's exactly a 4. It's either exactly a 4 or like maybe like a 3.9, but it's still like above average for sure. So let's just say 4. Let's say 4, just to be fair to Sarah J. Maas. And the name of the author is Sarah J. Maas right here. I'm so impressed with her. Like, so I just showed you the whole series. Like the whole series is 5 books, and they're all really big. These are big books, you know? And this is the one that I read. It's like about 400 pages. And so this is like a 5-book series. And I think she has like 3 other series with multiple books. So she has like, I don't know, like 17 books out there. And she's 38 or 39. And I'm just like, how did she find the time? Like I'm just so like intimidated by how prolific she is. And yeah, that's really my review for ACOTAR. That's the shorthand that people use to refer to this book. I didn't know that until I started reading it. They call it like by the first letters, ACOTAR, ACOTAR. So now you're a nerd just like me. So ACOTAR was great way to start the challenge. The first day I drove to, like I was so locked in. I was like, I'm gonna read the 100 pages and it's gonna be easy. And I didn't want any distractions, so I didn't read at home actually. I drove to the Target parking lot because I thought like if I'm not home and I'm just in my car, then I have to lock in and I have to read as much as possible. So I tend to do that a lot. Like I've read throughout this challenge, I've read in a lot of parking lots. I've read in the Target parking lot. I've read at the CrossFit parking lot. I have read at this lake, the parking lot at the lake. Like I just like reading in my car because I feel like there's no like, oh, let me just put on Netflix or something. Like I can just log in. So a lot of this reading was done in my car. So yeah, so that's, sorry, I'm rambling a little bit. So that's for ACOTAR. Love, seduction, romantic tension was all written about so exquisitely. Sarah was very generous in her writing. Okay, so once that was done, I moved on to this book. Listen, this book for me, like without a question, this is a 5-star book. Without a question. Like there's no parts of me that's like, oh, maybe this is a 4.9. This is a 5-star book. It's so good. It's just so good. It's so warm. It's so romantic. It's so witty, and it's just, oh God, like this is such a great book. I'm so happy that I read it. I had so much fun reading this. The characters are so lovable and cute and quirky, and you're just rooting for them so hard. I couldn't put this down. I started this book on day 5. So day 5, 6, and 7, I was reading this book. And I couldn't put it down. I was reading way more than the 100 pages every day. And I ended up finishing it on day 8, which was about, I think, maybe 2 days ago. So yeah, I read this super fast. It's about the same number of pages, but I don't know, like this felt like more of like a easy to breeze through. And it also looks so much smaller, even though it's pretty much the same number of pages. I can check for you how many pages. So this one is 416 pages for the story. And this one, okay, this one is 387. So it's a little bit less pages, but not that much, right? Like 387, and this one is 417. That's like, I don't like to do mental math. It hurts my head. I used to be very good at it. I was a math major in college. And I was pretty good at that, but now my brain just won't do it. I'm like, I can't. Okay, so let's do 416 minus 384. 32 pages. So it's just a 32 pages difference. But I thought it was so odd that like this one looks so much bigger. I looked it up real quick on ChatGPT. I was like, hey, why do you think this is happening? And they said that ChatGPT said that this happens very often, and that sometimes it can be because of the weight of the paper. Like I guess like one book uses a little bit thicker paper than another. I don't know if that's true, but I will say that if you're intimidated to read this, but you read this, don't be intimidated. It's almost the same amount of pages. This is a little bit, even though it's the same amount of pages, this book is a little bit harder to read. Like this one is super easy to breeze through. This one is naturally going to be slower because you're entering like a whole new universe, and you have to learn about, like there's so much world building, and you have to learn about how everything interacts with each other in this whole new universe. And this one is just happening on regular planet Earth, and you know what I mean? Like you already understand the context of this book. So I think that makes it a little bit easier to read, and it reads a little bit more like there's a lot of conversation, you know, which makes it a little bit like easier to read. Okay. So this is a 5-star, absolute 5-star. I wish I could read it again. It's just this, oh God, it's such a perfect book to read. Like let's say it's the summer and you're at the beach and you just want like a light read. Like you're just like hanging out by the beach and your feet are on the sand and you have your like nice little hat on and you just want like a nice book to go with that whole vibe. This is a perfect book for that. It's so good. And God, like this author, Emily Henry, I'm just obsessed with her. I'm intimidated with both of these authors because they both write so much. Emily Henry is also very prolific from what I see. And let me tell you, I am going to read every single one of her books and I'm going to review them and talk about them. This woman, like, she can take my money forever. If this book had been twice the price, I would have still paid for it if I had, like, now knowing how good she is. She can name her price. She can have my wallet. I am a complete fan forever. I mean, all hail Emily Henry. So yeah, those were my 2 books that I read, and it was so fun. I just found myself like falling in love with reading again, and finding a 5-star read is so rare. It's so rare. If somehow you enjoy this and you enjoyed like hearing me talk about these books, I will be back with more books to talk about. If you want me to read a specific book and that you want me to review, please write that. I would actually love that. It doesn't matter what kind of book it is. It doesn't have to be BookTube, popular BookTube. It can be classics. It can be anything, really. I read anything. So if there's something that you want me to read and review for you, please let me know, and I'm happy to do that. And that's it. That's all I have. I'm really happy that I completed this. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys.